Hello, Westloar here, and this time I'm going to take a look at the latest installment of the Pay What You Want bundle, the Humble Indie bundle. And we're going to look at, is it worth buying at all? How good are the games involved? Is it worth paying more than the average? Well, strap yourselves in, this is going to be a quick ride, and take a look at our first game. Side-scrolling platformers have never been in short supply since the halcyon days of the 80s. 16-bit platformers back then were a dime a dozen, and the uprising of the indie game devs in recent years has only flooded the market more. As of yet, this is the best platformer to comment on human impressions of those around us. The characters, who are only blocks of varying sizes, are merely a glitch in a computer system, and never directly converse with each other. But through their monologues, we learn their often strange, wild opinions of each other. They are often way off the mark, their observations are not completely unbelievable. Thomas, who is the short, stubby orange square, with the slowest movement and shortest jump height, believes everyone is snubbing him and rubbing their talents in his face, whereas, in reality, they find his grumpiness endearing and seek to take him under their wing. Except of course for Sarah, who is a self-proclaimed super being who believes Thomas is a supervillain. The platforming and puzzles, while enjoyable, are simple, involving stacking and moving the characters in different configurations to move forward. But it is the personality and interactions that will keep you playing. Engrossing, likeable and humorous, this is certainly a game to be savoured. Awesome Norse is a 2D side-scrolling MOBA, which in itself is very impressive. Gameplay feels much faster and deathmatch-like than Dota or LoL, and the addition of verticality brings extra spice. The champions follow the stock MOBA staples, such as the glass cannon, the tank, support and DPS, along with an interesting range of powers to purchase and upgrade. Awesome Norse has done away with items in favour of character-specific upgrades, which unlike items have a tangible effect from the early game. This is MOBA stripped down and simplified, but the fast-paced action in the accessible platformer format keeps this game fun. As with all MOBAs, early losses can snowball into crushing defeats, but matches tend to be much shorter and have a drop-in drop-out feature, meaning you won't wait 10 minutes for a game. Enjoyable in quick bursts for a quick MOBA fix, well worth trying out. Another platformer, this time an action shooter set on a strange alien planet. You must explore a dangerous world filled with creatures that would love nothing more than to eat your face. Provided with a variety of weaponry and a physics-enabled gravity gun, come grapple, you traverse from one side of the screen to the other, solving rudimentary puzzles and shooting creatures. The weapons feel inaccurate and underwhelming, and the grappling hook undexterous. All in all, the mechanics feel a little underdeveloped, and Capsule failed to hold my attention for long. Serviceable and average, while by no means awful, this for me is certainly the runt of the litter for the Humble Bundle. A complete diversion from Tomorrow Corporation's last game, World of Goo, in Little Inferno you set fire to things in a fireplace. That's kinda about it. You buy things from a catalogue, and then throw them into a fire. Then, those things throw money at you, to buy more things. You unlock more items the more you purchase, and more catalogues by burning predetermined combinations of items. Each item has its own special effect when burned, some exploding, others throwing burning spiders everywhere, and others spit fire across the screen. Apart from unlocking more items, there is no real goal, so you need to be able to make your own fun, or this game will be fairly short-lived. I spent most of my time in Little Inferno creating elaborate contraptions to set off a nuclear bomb, in the most interesting way I could think of, which of course often involves a school bus complete with burning schoolchildren. Hotline Miami can only be described as a psychotic killer simulator, wherein you brutally murder all those who cross your path with whatever happens to be at hand. Brutal is definitely the word. Throwing a baseball bat at a goon before slicing his head in half with a samurai sword, Shortly after pushing in a man's eyeballs with your thumbs and flattening a man's skull into the floor is a surprisingly common occurrence. Run in without consideration, or even with it for that matter, and you will often find yourself at the wrong end of a barrel. But this is where recklessness comes into the mix. The game encourages you to throw the fear of death to win. Helps along by instant respawns. Ironically, unless you plan to recklessly run into a room full of goons with only a slim chance of survival, you will often fail. Containing a large arsenal of weapons and devious level design, Hotline Miami will draw you into its neon psychosis and have you leave a trail of broken, dismembered bodies in your wake. Definitely one for those seeking a thrilling, skill-based slaughter fest. It's kinda hard to describe this game. It's one of those games that more experience than anything else. Proteus dumps you in a 3D world with pixelated models. It caresses your ears with audio beauty that is generated by your surroundings and its inhabitants. I don't want to influence how you explore this world, so I won't say much more, save that if you allow yourself to be absorbed by its beauty, you will find it to be an experience filled with wonder and exploration, and come out the other side more relaxed than you have ever felt. I think Proteus is going to be on the fence for a lot of people. It depends how far you subscribe to games as art, and if you hate that, then you'll probably hate Proteus. I, on the other hand, love that, and I love pixels, so I love Proteus. But seriously, it is a fantastic experience, and I recommend you dedicate half an hour to it at least.
Did Jakobsen crawl this far? Can I identify the scratches his nails ruined into the rocks? Am I following him cell for cell, inch for inch? Why did he turn back on himself and not carry through to the ascent?
The most surreal, thought-provoking, atmospheric game I have ever experienced. Beautiful visuals and vistas abound. You need to experience this masterfully crafted story firsthand. It will take you about 45 minutes to play, but I guarantee it will stay with you for hours after. I will say no more than Dear Esther alone is reason enough to buy the bundle.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive.
For me, this is without doubt the best humble indie bundle yet. This is well worth paying over the average for. In fact, it's well worth paying any amount of money for. The games on offer here are of such high quality, minus maybe capsized. But then again, having spoken to people, they like it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't like that game, but I just think it's fairly bad. But yeah, definitely get this bundle. Snap it up before it goes away. I think it's only got about 8 or 9 days left on it. It's fantastic, thought-provoking, and a hell of a lot of fun. You can do a lot worse than spending $5 on the Humble Indie Bundle. Go ahead, get it before it disappears. This has been Westloar for your viewing and auditory pleasure. Over and out.